Zainey friends, I am Laney.
And I am Marshall.
And we have for you the scents of the October Zainey Laney collection. This is really, we decided to do this video separately than normal. Normal we do like everything that's changing, and then here's our stuff. If you're looking for everything that's changing, that is in a different video. I will link it down below for you. Because we didn't want this video to run really long. This is just about the scents, where we came up with them, the artwork involved, and all that stuff.
All that. There's
stuff.
A lot of stuff going on here, people, so we really hope that you enjoy all of the extras that are coming out this month. Yes,
so the first thing you need to know is that we actually have 7 scents this month. 7. We have our collection, which is 4 scents. We have the one-off scent that is created by somebody. We have a special Laney's birthday scent, and we have a people asked for this at the convention we went to scent, and we decided just to do it scent. But what we decided is that the Laney's birthday scent and the one-off scent, the convention scent, are going to be sold by themselves in the group. So you'll understand when I show you, you'll understand why we decided to do that way. But that is basically what is happening in it. Yep. The scents for the collection for October are going to be on pre-sale on the site a little later this week. I kind of got really busy, so it will be on pre-sale soon. But you can look on the site. I have all the scents on there. And then of course our party, the 21st through the 26th, will also have special deals on all of this and the October scents. So for the month of October, our theme is basically scary fun. It is, for me personally, I don't like a lot of really like gross scary movies or paranormal scary movies. I mean, it's funny because one of these is kind of a little gross, I guess, but it's a classic. So, I'm just weird. I'm just weird in the scary movies I like.
All of these are supposed to be scary themed, but they end up just being comedies instead. Which I think is why people like them so much, is because you get the best of both worlds.
That's true. Yes. So we have 4. And our first one is based on the movies Addams Family / Addams Family Values. It's really Addams Family Values. We were going to do an Addams Family scent, but then when we were talking about the art, we were like, yeah, Addams Family Values. So yes.
This is called Gary's Vision. And it's got the scent notes of mandarin oranges, Muget Lily, and dill pickle. And that shows you a lot of what the desktop artwork is. However, because the postcards don't have enough space to show you everything, there's a little bit hiding over here that you can't even get in this.
So we'll talk about the art in just a sec. Let's talk about the scent notes. So you said it's mandarin oranges, Muget Lily, and dill pickle. So you're probably thinking, Laney, dill pickle? Really?
It works.
Addams Family are weird. I loved these movies growing up. I thought this was hysterical, and my favorite part of this movie is what we call Gary's Vision, which is when they go to camp and they have to perform the first Thanksgiving play, and they call it, they're like, yes, I want to perform in Gary's Vision.
Yeah, and then Wednesday and Pugsley and their brand new friend, who's probably going to be marrying Wednesday at some point in her life, yeah, they totally trash it by revealing the actual truth of what happened to the First Nations.
And they're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
They're not wrong.
They are not wrong. That's the thing about the Addams Family. They'll say things that are really weird and they don't seem right, but they are not wrong.
So this one, okay, so I will let me preface this part of the collection by saying it's very different than other scents we've done, because it's not just fall scented, but there's also more, it's bizarre. There's more bizarrity in these scents than normal.
But in all of these scents, they work.
Yeah.
And they work in a really fun way. They're a different smell than you would totally expect to be in what we do.
So for this one, it is a little bit flowery, and you can kind of smell the oranges with just that hint of dill pickle. Like, you barely smell the dill pickle, but I say I probably smell the lilies the most. But it would probably smell exactly like what would happen if you went out to the woods and you had camping.
And somebody brought some pickles.
Somebody bought some pickles. Because actually it's weird and strange, so we're like, pickles, of course.
The artwork is from that scene. It's got a lot of hidden things, and if you get the desktop version, you actually have an entire Thanksgiving feast hiding. It's on there. You've also got thing down there. Off to the other side, however, there was the really popular girl that they ended up tying to a stake and lighting on fire. Well, she is currently still on that stake. And that is what Morticia is pointing at.
So you have Gomez and Morticia, and then up at the top here, there's a...
There is an Easter egg, because hiding in one of these, there's Fester. And he's got the light bulb in his mouth. He's so tiny you can barely see him.
I didn't even know what it was when I saw this.
Yeah, you really have to look with a magnifying glass even on the desktop.
So... Again, also, if you are interested in the digital desktops, they are going to be available on the site as well. That's why we're showing you. I have things blowing off. Hold on. Our next scent is called Certain Rules, and it is based on Scream, which is probably the first scary movie I saw in the theater in college. It scared the crap out of me, I'm not going to lie, but since then, I love them. I think they're hysterical.
Yeah, I consider it more a comedy. But it does fit within the slasher genre. The scent notes that we have going on here is buttered popcorn, peppermint, and chocolate.
Now this scent, honestly, to me, I don't get a lot of the popcorn in it, but you smell a lot of the peppermint patty. It's like a peppermint, you're a peppermint patty. That's what it smells like. But it does have like an underlying note of butter popcorn, but you don't smell it that much. And what we wanted to do was kind of pay homage to that first scene with Drew Barrymore where she's making popcorn on the stove and she gets the phone call. But then we also wanted to pay homage to the fact that later on, like, they're at the party and Randy and everyone else are like sitting on the couch and they're watching the movie and whatever, but they're actually watching the beginning of their own movie, which ties back to Scream 4, if you remember.
It's all based off of that.
It's all like that, and they like watch, it's like someone watching a TV show, watching a TV show, watching a TV, if you've never seen Scream 4. So it kind of like pays homage to the beginning of that movie as well, in the art. So yes.
It's called Certain Rules, which is the listing of the rules that you need to follow if you want to survive being in a horror flick.
Which I think Randy gives, never say I'll be back, don't have sex, like that kind of thing. So that's the scene that we put on here.
And you can you'll see more of it here in this bit. In the artwork, you have a bunch of kids sitting there watching the opening movie sequence, but what they don't notice is that Ghostface is coming up behind them. He's in the reflection. And the one that's probably going to get it first is the guy who's drinking alcohol, because that's also against the rules. That is immoral behavior.
No.
So, yeah. You're not really, even though this postcard is cut down, you're not missing on a whole lot. Just some border stuff to make it keep it interesting. Okay. Yeah.
The next one we have is called Murdering Beauty, and it is based on Hocus Pocus. I had to do a Hocus Pocus one this year because you just can't have a geeky themed company and not do something Hocus Pocus themed. I'm just saying. So it's Murdering Beauty, and the reason why we called Murdering Beauty is because the song that Sarah Jessica Parker sings in the movie about the kids has the line about murdering beauty in it, which is based on a Edgar Allan Poe poem.
It's drawn from it, but it's like not literally that poem. Yeah, it was written specifically. And so we have, you can really see the Sanderson sisters going on there, but there's some fun stuff. We'll really get into that with the artwork. This smells like juniper berry, eucalyptus, and hay.
This is probably my favorite scent my second favorite scent this month, I think.
It is a very good fall scent.
Yeah. As far as the main collection goes, I think this is my second favorite. I can't remember. Yeah, there is like a certain, like, I think it's the juniper berry.
It does give it a fruitiness.
It's not just fruity, too. It's almost kind of like a spicy fruitiness.
Yeah.
Oh, but this one is really good. Like, this will be a great room scent. Maybe even for the bathroom. This would be really great. This is really great.
And it would be really good for, like, you know, you've got a Halloween party, but it's not like a scary Halloween party. It's good for that, because it's just got, it's warm, but it's interesting. It's fun.
Exactly.
And so, with our artwork, you see this? Yeah, okay. And so here you have the zombie. I can never remember his name.
It's like William Masterson, something like that. William something.
And he's crawling up out of the ground, but sitting on top of his tombstone is Thackeray Binks, the black cat, and the Sanderson sisters are flying away. And you can see one of them was riding the vacuum cleaner.
I currently have this on my desktop. I love this one a while. It's very, Halloween.
The zombie has some serious dimension going on there. He's really grabbing at you.
Yeah. I do want to bring up, too, since we are talking about the scent, that this is not a collab in any way, shape, or form, but I wanted to tell you that Meg from Prettiest From Your Face did a Hocus Pocus palette. So if you're interested in this, I have a code down below, shameless plug. Go get it, because it's amazing. It's what I'm wearing right now. But yeah, so when we both found out we were doing, she's a rep for me too. I'm a rep for her. So when we both found out we were doing a Hocus Pocus thing this year, I was like, oh my gosh, Meg, great minds. So I was like, I gotta plug it. So there you go. That is the Sanders. I'm telling you, this is my favorite palette she has done.
It's on her face.
It is it's amazing. But anyway, I digress. So that is Murdering Beauty. Like I said, second favorite from the collection this time. This last one is actually my favorite. And Marshall not only did 7 pieces of art, he did 8.
Oh, I did more than that.
Well, yes. He did. So
while we were at the convention, we were talking about this scent, which was going to just be called, let's do that one. It's going to be called Keymaster. It is based on Ghostbusters. But we had a whole bunch of people come up and we were talking about it with them. And they're like, oh man, you guys should do a second one for the new Ghostbusters movie. And we're like, I can do variant artwork. And so we decided to make it Gatekeeper Keymaster.
So Gatekeeper is obviously for the women and Keymaster for the men. The scent notes are 50-50 bar, which if you don't know, it's like a creamsicle, orange and vanilla cream, strawberry and ginger. So it's fruity, but it's got like these ginger notes to it, and
it's
so good.
Yeah, and that ginger comes in like afterwards for a really interesting like blend. So it's a strong fruity smell that's got some spice that comes in afterwards. When we were first coming up with this, I really wasn't sure about this because the 50-50 bar scent that we had didn't go very well with some other things.
Yeah.
But when we put this blend together, it just worked.
Yeah.
It worked
sometimes
so
like in our process of trial and error, we're like, we really want to use this scent. What does it go with? And we have to like go through all of our scents to try to figure it out. So this was just a happy accident. The scent itself is not really based on anything in the movie itself, but I think it's more like it's fresh, but spicy. Like, I guess is the best way to describe it. So, I don't know. If you're looking for a connection, I don't really have one for you.
I had always kind of thought like the Dreamsicle kind of reminded me of Slimer. A lot of things that are based off of Slimer ended up being very orange scented.
Now, the reason why I'm holding the 4-ounce bottle, even though we don't sell the 4-ounce bottle anymore, is because of the variant artwork. So you could actually get one of 2 labels on your product this month. If you purchase, you can either get the Gatemaster or the Keymaster.
The Gatekeeper or Keymaster, and each of them has different artwork, and you can really tell very easily which one you have because the Keymaster version is more purple to match the tones of the ending of their movie, and it has green text, where the Gatekeeper has a green look to it, which is from their ending.
But let's talk about the digital download / label art for that. There you go.
This version is one that you won't see as a label. You'll only see it in the digital download and in our pops. This one is Gatekeeper Keymaster United. So you can see both sets of characters. You can see Holtzman over here as she's holding a blowtorch, and then you see one of the other gentlemen over here, and he's roasting a marshmallow on a fire that was made with said blowtorch. But lurking behind them is the villains of their respective films coming out of the portal to...
So that means that in Gatekeeper you see Holtzman by herself, and then on the other one you'll see the guy whose name I can't remember over there. We just rewatched the female Ghostbusters, and it was like the extended edition, and there were so many more scenes in there that I don't remember, and I think it was a better movie.
The extended edition was so much better.
So much, but I love Holtzman. I love Melissa McCarthy, she's one of my favorite actresses, but Holtzman in this movie, I could not stop laughing at her. She was hysterical. I love her so much. Yeah, so that is Gatekeeper Keymaster, so please be very excited about which you're gonna get.
Oh yeah.
Because it could be different.
The digital downloads actually has 4 different versions. One with one with the other, one with both, and one with neither. In case you didn't like people.
Alright.
Yeah.
So that is the 4 cents for our October collection right there. So yes. Let's jump into the one-off scents. I guess the first one we'll do is the one that was actually created by someone. And funny enough, it was actually by Meg from Pretties From Your Face. She had this one, and it was a labyrinth-themed one called Them's My Jewels. I thought it was supposed to be Them's My Jewels.
He says it with an accent. Them's my jewels.
Okay, well, we named it Them's My Jewels. I mean,
it may have been a typo when I made it. I'm sorry.
Yeah, so everything I have, it's Dems. But anyway, woods, acorns, and peaches. She wanted it to be like kind of woodsy, but then there's also the peach. I think David, he's eating a peach, right?
There is one. Yeah, and there's another scene where Jarrett offers Sarah a peach. I believe.
Sarah, yeah.
Yeah, he offers her a peach.
Right. So we wanted that peach offset there. I haven't
Yeah.
smelled this in a while.
Yeah.
So I can't remember what it smelled like.
You do get the peach scent. It was a little bit stronger, but then you have that woods in the background, and it's kind of reminiscent of those opening scenes where she's going into the labyrinth, and it's kind of a wasteland, but there's still some life going on there. It kind of smells like that wood.
Yeah.
It's that entry into things.
So this scent, before we show you the art, is going to be available during the party, deeply discounted first, before it goes to the site, and at the site it'll be full price. So make sure you check in the party first so that you can get this before anyone else does. Yes, and thank you, Meg, for working with us on this. Labyrinth was very, very asked for, so yeah. So art.
The art. In this, you can see both Sarah and Hoggle. They're coming out of that pot. You actually see this scene in the movie where they're coming up out of a hole, and they come up in a pot in the middle of the labyrinth. And it doesn't really make a lot of sense because it was at the top of a little pedestal. But in the true style of Brian Froud, who did all of the artwork to create this, there's tons of stuff hiding all over the place in the labyrinth. And you can see Jareth's castle in the background. You can also see Jareth as he's watching them with his little crystal ball. Very teeny tiny.
So remember, the labels are basically just the digital artwork, but just the
cut down.
Cut it down.
Yeah, exactly. You can also see in the very far background in the sky, you have the outline of a labyrinth, which is very much like the poster from the movie.
So our next scent is going to be available starting in the Facebook group on October 3rd.
Why would that be?
Well, you'll know when I tell you. This scent is called So Fetch. It was named by one of our reps, Zelma. Every once in a while, we'll put up a poll in the group and be like, we're doing this type of theme. What should we name it? So, and then they'll vote on it. So Fetch won the vote, and it was submitted by Zelma. It is a Mean Girls scent. And we're doing it on October 3rd because in the movie, there's this whole line where she says, and October 3rd, he asked me what day it was, and then the guy goes, Aaron, I think his name is, says, what day is it? And she's like, October 3rd. So it started to become this like big like thing in the Mean Girls universe because it's October 3rd. And this year, October 3rd actually falls on a Wednesday, and on Wednesdays we wear pink. So there you go. This I'm calling my Laney's birthday scent just because my birthday is on the 8th and this one's coming out the 3rd. But this one smells like pomegranates, grapes, and kiwi, which it's not all pink. So pomegranates are kind of pink, but grapes are green or red and kiwis are green. So that doesn't matter. This it has
So
nothing
that
to do
doesn't matter.
No, it doesn't. It doesn't matter. But the smell itself smells pink to me, and how do you describe what pink smells like?
I agree with you. When I was making this, I was like, "Yep, that smells pink. That smells very pink."
This is an amazing scent. I'm so happy with the scent. The way it came out, it's like very effervescent and pink and girly and all that jazz.
Yeah, I still enjoy it even then. Like, I wouldn't wear it, but it's enjoyable to smell.
The art is funny. And again, this will be available starting October 3rd, and it will be available for 1 week for a discounted price, and then we'll put it in the shop in November. So if you're wanting to get that, that's when you're gonna get it.
The digital download artwork shows you that the art is actually a modified version of the Mean Girls cafeteria map. And so there's a lot of in-references, not just to that movie, but to our products as well, because obviously you've got Hershey here, but you've also got tons of little Easter eggs. For example, from when we did Whelmed was all about 10 Things I Hate About You. In there, a guy was singing on the football field. You also have, right over here, the horse and rider. That is from our Born Leader, based off of Maggie from The Walking Dead. And these settings, and you're just going to have to get this to read it all, the settings all the way through here on all of these tables are different things than they used to be, including different people and why they would like our artwork and our scents and why they like us.
It's very inside, you know, but I think it does celebrate a year with Zainey Laney also because we have things that throw back to art that we've already done. So it's super fun.
Yeah.
Our last scent is going to be offered starting the 14th of October. So we're going to actually have like the Mean Girls one for a week and a half. And then this one is going to be for a week until we start the party on the 21st. So on the 14th, we are doing this scent. And this is the scent that when we were at the convention, everyone was like, do you have this theme? And we're like, no, but we
we've been
should.
planning it. We really want to do that theme. We just haven't had the opportunity yet, and so we made the opportunity.
We did, and here's what I need to tell you about the scent notes, okay? Actually, well, let's talk about the theme first, and then I'll talk about the scent notes. So it is Star Trek, and it's called Expendable, and as you see, there's a red shirt on the label. Here's the thing about the name. We originally were going to call it Red Shirt, but then after doing some research, we realized that Red Shirt is actually a perfume.
Yeah.
Already, that's based on Star Trek. So we were like, what are we going to do?
So we made Expendable, because red shirts are typically expendable. And since you can't see it in the digital download artwork, we can show you the label actually has a phaser burn in it. And it's still smoking.
And what is the scent notes for this?
The scent notes is cherries, water, and a bit of luck.
The scent itself is based on a combination that my rep Lena, her husband Brian, actually was like, I love cherries and I love cool water. You should make a scent with this. And I was like, what can we do? So then when we started thinking of Star Trek, we were like, this would be the perfect opportunity to use water and cherries together because the water could represent the ship that's kind of steel and cool, and the cherries can represent the red shirt. So we thought.
But in a really fun way, when we put it all together, it created this scent that I'm like, I could actually see the inside of when you're walking down the corridors, it smells like this because it is so clean.
Sure.
But it's not sterile. So let's actually sniff. I like this smell. This is good. Okay, your turn.
Yeah, it's really fresh with this cherry on the back part.
Yeah.
So good.
And it's a more subtle blend. It's not a punch you in the face cherry. So it blends very well between those two. The artwork, the digital download artwork, has a lot more extra stuff. So you see the red shirt there, and it's actually got lots of texture that didn't come out in the print. And he's standing in front of the Milky Way galaxy, and you can see Andromeda. There's a planet, and there's a starship over there on the horizon.
Which is funny, because if you guys know the artwork from our Serenity Firefly scent, that's it. Right,
that's the same
there.
planet. And the red shirt is in a very similar pose and style to Barb, who was also famously killed.
We kind of want to start this whole series of these are the shirts.
Shirts of people that died.
You know. So the last thing I want to talk about is the pops. I know this video is already very long, and you can tell I'm starting to like get hoarse. The pops, you get these every time you make an order from us, whether it's online or in the group. You get a pop that is themed on that month's theme. So we have one for every single label of the main collection, including the variants for Keymaster Gatekeeper. And so if you collect 10 of these, you get a $5 credit to get a free spray or whatever from the shop. But if you get one of these, this is the gold one, so it's the same on the back as the other ones, but the front part is actually gold, and it has the collection sneak peek picture on it. You will automatically get a $5 credit if you email me and say, hey, I got this. So that's some little incentive for you to keep shopping with us. And October is so fun, right? So let's tell you what November is going to be. November is, this theme is the one I've been waiting for probably since I started this company, because it is my legitimately favorite TV show of all time. To me, it says fall, and because November is Thanksgiving, it's friendship. It's the family that you make yourself. And this show is Parks and Recreation. I've seen this show so many times, and it never fails to touch me in some way or find something new that I didn't see before. Like, we'll discuss this in the video, but there's a certain way you need to watch this in order to get into it. I know it's weird, but
yeah.
Anyway, this show, and I made him watch it, and then he was like, oh, I actually like the show.
Yeah, I couldn't get behind the first season because it was trying to be Office, and I don't really get behind a lot of the humor in Office.
I love The Office.
But once you got into the second season and it became more about community, and it wasn't about these people just tearing each other down, it was about these people building each other up, I was like, this is funnier to me. I enjoy this more. It's not awkward.
Yeah, so that is the November theme. I have to tell my reps because they don't even know yet, and this video comes out soon. So, yes, that is the theme. I hope you guys enjoy it. It's going to be a fun theme for sure. And then, of course, we have one more one-off scent for November, which I think people are going to go gaga for, honestly. I'm not going to tell you what it is, but you'll have to look for the sneak peek in the Facebook group. Yes. So thank you so much for watching, and make sure you check out our other video about the changes made for October, and we'll see you in the Facebook group. Do not forget to show up there because that's where all of this is happening.
Notifications.
Notifications! And just check every day. You know, like you're in the bathroom, you have nothing better to do, go on Facebook. Check Zainey Laney. That's what everyone does. The cool kids are doing it. Yeah.
They're cool to us.
Yeah. So until next time.
Stay Zainey.
Bye-bye.